H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter alongside Jim Hicks and sometimes Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's Tuesday morning. So much stuff to go over. Let me tell you something. I got so much stuff that I know I ain't going to have time to get it out because Jimmy said he's going to come on early, but it's just so many things in the world and in this community that need to be addressed. It's just stuff need to be addressed our way. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ever just, I know y'all watch the other shows, but when I leave those shows, because I go watch them later on. I got a stack of them I got to go watch. But I go watch them later on, and I be saying, man, they couldn't make it on it. They couldn't make it in the Boom Boom Room. They couldn't make it. With all those little corporate answers that they be giving, they couldn't make it on the Boom Boom Room. But let me shout out to my starting five today. Let's see who they are. I just had a good time this weekend going to watch some basketball, man. Let me see. Let me shout out to my starting five. These the first five people that sign up to the feed. Let's see. We got Jeremy Davis, Thaddeus Moody, Maite Cora, Otha Brown, and the sixth man today is Corey Willis. I see you, Corey. But I saw you, Sonya, right there in the mix. Let me see. I saw some more. I saw Miss Glover in the mix. She didn't post, but I saw her in the mix on my other device. Let me see who else. Let me see. Cyril White, I see you hiding over there. Tell us hi. Put them glass. What glass? What glass? Why you want me to put my glasses on? You know what? I left them in the other room. I needed them for something. I couldn't read something. I left them in the other room. I see you, but let me take a look. See, I can catch. So, see, what I do, y'all got to understand, I got a feed that comes through the software that integrates both. And then I go to my personal device, then I can see people who looking. And if they don't say nothing, I say something to them. And they might not want nobody to know, but I'm sorry. But what's going on, man? So much stuff. Y'all, let me tell you something. Dale, what's up, Dale? Dale, how about them Cowboys? Rest in peace to Dallas legend, UT alum, and WNBA alum Tiffany Jackson. I had no idea who she was. She and her dad touched many lives in the hoop scenes. Shout out, rest in peace, rest in power, Tiffany. I didn't get a chance to know you, but hey, I'm with you, baby. What's up, Mr. Holmes? Where you drink? What up, Chop Chop? Where your drink, Hatter? What drink? I got my drink right here. Mm. Got my tea right here, and I got my other stuff over here. Yeah, yeah. I'm still getting started. Let me see who else. Unknown user is in the building. Unknown user, what's going on? I love how they put your name up there. But let me tell y'all something. This morning, let me make sure I know what time it was. Because I kind of be busy. But I had a blessing this morning. And let me see how I can tell what time. Let me see what time did he call. It was about not 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Ken Dean. Okay, my bad, Ken Dean. But y'all, I had the greatest blessing this morning, man. My son's middle school coach. When I tell you, Sean Scoggins, one of the greatest men that I ever been around and encountered in my life, and I've been all over the world. And we talk periodically. We don't talk all the time. We talk periodically. But yeah, he called me this morning, son. He called me. And guess what he said? How you doing, brother? What's going on? I just want to pray for you today. And he just went right into the prayer. And we both said amen. And I'll talk to you later. Wasn't no explanation. Wasn't no nothing. Have you ever had somebody just, maybe y'all, this the only guy that does me like this. I'm telling y'all, I ain't got no lot of people that do this. But the man just called me this morning. We so spiritually connected, and I needed it, Mandy Collins. When I tell you, he my son middle school coach. If you ever go back and look at the video when my son signed with Cornell was agreed, commit to Cornell. We didn't just go to the high school. We went back to the middle school. Because that's the guy who used to open his gym, come early in the morning so me and Robert can work out before school. 7th and the 8th grade, every day. And the man called me this morning and told me that, man, y'all know I'm ready to conquer the world. So bring it on today. I'm ready to conquer the world today. One of the greatest men, when I tell y'all, how many people just call him and say, hey, brother, I just want to pray for you. Then get off the phone. Don't call, don't want nothing. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. See, yeah, it happened to y'all all the time. It just don't happen to me all the time. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. I saw something, and I know when Jimmy comes, we're gonna talk about some high school basketball. We're gonna talk about this stuff because we got a lot to talk about. Because I enjoyed myself. I didn't stay as long. I just can't stay in the gyms that long no more. You know what I'm saying? I just after a couple of games of seeing them same people, I ain't gonna lie, I got to get out of there. So, but I really enjoyed the time I was there. I really enjoyed myself. Ashton Simmons, thank you. Archie sent me a video of you. I do remember you now, but I don't. I remember seeing you. And I saw some highlights of you. Very interesting. I'm gonna come watch you, Ashton. Ashton Simmons. Archie sent some. I mean, let me tell you something, Archie, is you doing it? He said, Hatter. He said, okay. He said, Archie been what y'all call it on Twitter? He been tagging me, right? So he been tagging me. I saw another kid, Ashton Simmons. I got him. Hold on. I'm just going to tell you all these tags I've been getting. Hold on. Let me see who else. Who is about kids? I'm just going through, me and Twitter, we ain't the best of friends now. I'm just showing you. Hold on. He was just texting. He had this one little cat. And I watched the video. Yeah, he texted. I remember AJ Bates, but I know who AJ Bates is. But But hold on, y'all. I got to give you this young cat. They said keep on. Dorian Hayes. I didn't see you, Dorian. Dorian Hayes, Rich Point. But boy, I saw you. I saw your videos. I'm interested in seeing you again. So shout out to thank you, Archie, for tagging me on these things. So I got a chance to see some of the kids. Let me see who else is another name. I don't want to leave another name out. I saw a guy that he was tagging. But that's how I get to know these guys because I don't get a chance to go to all the games. Thank you to you guys, Jeffrey Day, Doug Jones, Robert Carroll, who else I'm missing? Gary Carter, all you guys that's in the gym. Hey, y'all, you know, Jimmy tried to break some damn news to me, to us on the thing. Just go tell us. But I know he wanted to send you to the VIP room. So y'all go to the VIP room. But as soon as I got on the coat, off the show, I called somebody. I ain't gonna tell y'all no. I made one phone call. And they told me exactly what happened. You know, we talking about a public school kid transferred to a private school, and then a private school kid transferred to a public school. So it ain't Wednesday yet, Kendrick Lewis. It's this dude. It's this dude on that medicine. It ain't Wednesday yet. But it was just so unique. And I got off the phone, and Archie really gave it away. Because I was talking about a certain young man, and he said, Jimmy gonna have some news for you on that one. So I put two together. But I called my information source, and boy, they amazing. They amazing. I got the backstory. Oh my goodness. Parents, you need to pop out to the Gasso on Saturday. No, sir. Robert Haller is not going to pop out to the Gasso on Saturday. Answer, no. Answer, it took a lot to pop me to where I popped this weekend. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm going 2 weeks in a row. No, sir. Answer, that's not my job. That's not my ministry. Kid on the show. And you, yeah, see, Ken Dean knew I was talking about the kid yesterday. Yeah, on the show. I didn't know then. I didn't know. But now, answer, I can't go. Y'all just tell me to who the guys. Y'all keep tweeting and hold up, tweet and tag me like Archie be doing. And then I'll know what's happening, Jonathan Bob. I can't, let me tell y'all something. I can't keep going out there, man. Y'all see, y'all like that bad basketball. I can't just go watch a whole lot of it. And it's not the kids. The kids, you know, they can't help it. That's what they've been taught. And I would like to say, and I got some basketball people up here. What is your meaning of player development? Well, I meant to ask that question yesterday. What is your meaning? Just put it on the screen. I just want to, what is your meaning for player development? I'm curious about it. How do you develop a player? You know, what do you do to develop a player? You follow me? What's your fundamentals? See, what I did, and because I'm a stickler for the fundamentals, okay? I think that's why I got good at golf a lot. They better than they were last year. No, I didn't say, how can you tell as a player? No, you're not getting me, Angst. Tell me what goes into player development. What goes into player? Ray Moore. Development. Understanding spacing and teach. Teach what? What you're teaching. Is everybody teaching the same thing? I know if I got the good player, better player over here, You can teach little Johnny all you want over there. This better player gonna tie little Johnny's ass up a lot. The bigger, stronger, the faster player. So when I look at working on your weaknesses until they become your strength, you're so vague, Anston. Working on your weakness. Some kids think they don't have no weaknesses. Teaching position, individual the phrase is thrown out. That's what I love this man right here. Oh, and that's exactly what Anson was doing to us. Throwing out phrases loosely in our AU bubble. I knew. Thank you, Jonathan. Let me get a drink. This drink for Jonathan. All of that better than you. I don't want to hear all that. What do you do? What do you do to develop them? Pretend I'm from Mars. I just come down here. I bring my little old Martian son down here. What's the first thing you teach him? What's up, Herman Scott? What's the first thing you teach him? Help me. I ain't never drunk a drink of liquor in my life, Mr. Crown Down. I don't drink Cedric Lewis. You got the wrong one. That's Jimmy. No, sir. This tea. No, sir. Champagne on occasions. But liquor, me with a glass of Crown and all that and Hennessy. Oh, no, sir. Y'all see I'm crazy already. What the hell I'm going to do? Come on. But I've been hearing this. Player develop, player develop, player develop, player develop, player develop. If they're not developing you over there, if they're not developing you over there, why are you over there? Franklin Paul, talk to me, baby. I got my coach. And when Stephen Woods get in here, y'all let me know. Form shooting is key to training, balance, and footwork. Yes. Yo, when I started playing golf, I told you I went on a retreat with the guys at church, and we trying everything out there. So the guys out there had a golf club, and I hit it. I ain't had a lesson in my life. I just hit the ball, Franklin Paul, and I said, "Wow, I like this." Went straight home, straight to the pawn shop, bought me a set of clubs, because that smart person that buy you something at the pawn shop. So if you don't play, you don't finish them. You don't like to play. You ain't out of a lot of money. So basketball. What is meant by basketball IQ? Glad he said that. Oh, because I keep hearing that term thrown out a lot. What is meant by basketball IQ, Mr. Ron? Give me your version of basketball. But y'all, I went to the downtown library because my office was downtown. And before I went played, I read every book on golf that they had. And I saw a recurring theme in all the books on instruction. I saw a recurring theme. Grip, stance, and posture. Grip, stance, and posture. If you don't have those three, you can't play golf. Every book in the beginning, the grip first. Why would you think they would always start with the grip? Because that's the only thing that touches the club. Nothing else touched the club. Nothing else. This touched the club. Your hands touch the ball. So you should be aware of what your hands doing. To me, in basketball. Listen. Jerome Tang come on here the other day, the coach at Kansas State. He said, if you don't have good hands, I ain't got nothing for him. Y'all heard the show? Go back and get it. If he can't have good hands, I don't want him on my campus. Because the hands touch the ball. The golf club your hands touch the golf club. Footwork and coordination. That is Moody said. Do y'all promote trainers? No. What you mean? What you mean? Do y'all promote trainers? Kendrick Lewis, are you drunk again today? Because you're talking about liquor. Who would I go to for great guard development? Let me tell you something. Kendrick Lewis. That's a good question. Me personally, in this city, if I can't get to John Lucas because he's so busy, I would get with a John Lucas disciple, guy who learned under John. I would definitely call TJ Ford. Because I've been in the gym. I've watched what he's done. I would definitely call those guys if it was me. And my son happened to what? Work out with both of them. And pretty good point guard. Because they taught him, I don't know what they were doing with. I did all I can do. Okay. I got tired of dealing with my son because I wanted to be dad. That's the most important function you have with your son is dad, not coach, not trainer. Listen to me. I'm telling you right now because somebody told me this and it helped me. It's the most important hat you wear. I told my son I wear different hats in your life because he used to get mad when I corrected him as a coach or as a trainer. But I told him I wear different hats in your life, son. And the one this daddy hat I wear is the most important thing. If anything is interfering with that, I'll let somebody else. I'm not gonna lose my son with this basketball or whatever. I don't know who that was for. That was for somebody. So look at it. Jeray Moore says, not since college. He never drank. I don't like to drink. I mean, I ain't trying to be no saint or nothing. Listen, I just don't like the taste. I like stuff that tastes good. That stuff don't taste good. I don't know how y'all, oh my God. It smell bad. How you stinking? So if I had a point guard, those are two guys and it might be some other guys better. But I have to go with the guys that I've seen how it helped me. Let's see. If a kid does not have the wild drive and competitive, all the teaching can go out the door. Kids need to be coachable as well. Absolutely. Teddy Wheeler. Good one. Thank you, Tasha. Muchinari. See that? Listen. Teddy didn't work my son out. Teddy came after. Teddy Wheeler. Good one. I'm sorry, Teddy. But you behind them two right there. Just because guess what? Only reason I say you behind, because those two guys, I've seen what they did with pros, and I've watched them work with my son. Moochie Norris, Aaron Miller. Who is Aaron Miller? I don't know who Aaron Miller is. TJ Ford has the greatest basketball I've ever seen in high school ranks. Okay, Moochie Norris is doing a great job with point guards out at sea. I didn't know that. Thank you, Greg. Greg. I don't know how we got on this subject. You see how the chop shop is? This was not planned. It's not in my notes. But I'm glad we brought it out. Let me see. Who else out there? Teaching the athletes how to become students of the game, breaking down aspects of the game. Do we really have time to break down aspects of the game? to your kid when you come in there, get him for an hour, hour and a half, he pay you and your mama. When do you have time to break down and read the defender and his angles and tendencies to a player you just training? How do you have time? Sharing like the show, man. See, I get into this. Y'all say, thank you, Michael. Somebody need to be sharing and liking, sharing and liking, sharing and liking, sharing. Because some people can use this information right now. Sharing and liking. Sharing and liking. I don't think you can preach hard, Kendrick Day, Lewis. Hard you just got to have. Got to have. You can't teach it. I think point guards are born and not made. That's just me. Point guards got to be, they just got to be servants. You know, they got to be the guy. If it's one chicken nugget left in the thing, he'll give it to his teammate. Just natural. I just think point guards are born. Point guards are natural givers. Aaron has your guy Deion Lowe as well as guys like that. No, listen. D'Angelo was good before I ever heard of Aaron Rodgers. He was on my AAU team. Trey Phillips, please let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. No. D'Angelo Harrison was good the first time I ever went and saw him play. Was Aaron Miles teaching him then? When he was going grandma's a team? Come on now. I meant for coach's point of view with his, I don't remember that. Point guards are born. Different types. Walter Yates, what did you play? What did you had as a player? One. I had Ray Moore. I had to pass it to Ray Moore. Ray Moore, the best shooter in the world. I just used to like the pass. I liked it. And then I got a little fan. Y'all gotta understand, my favorite player ever was Isaiah Thomas. But point guards are born. They got to be able to, they just got to be, and that don't mean you can't score. See, this, I told you, I think I told y'all this story. I never forget. Facts, I was just answering who Aaron was. He was working with guys that are already, okay, I got you. The reason I said that, man, where was I at? I remember, right? I remember. My son, he used to like to pass a lot, right? He liked it. But the pass he was making to the guys, and they was missing the layups and missing the shots and missing the layups, missing the shots and missing the layups, missing the shots. So he come and said, Daddy, I'm trying to be a point guard. I said, wait a minute. A point guard job, y'all listen to this carefully, is to get the ball to the best player in the best position to score. If the point guard happened to be the best player, he got to get the damn ball to himself. Why pass it to little Johnny? And he shoot 20% and you shoot 60%. So it's that dynamic that you have to explain. I mean, there's just so much goes in it. And they're young and they want to do this and they want. He was a servant first. But I had to tell him, you got to get the ball when your team, a point guard got to be able control the tempo of the game. He got to take the other guys out. That's what I loved about the game against Shadow Creek and May Creek the other day. Mike Collins took the other team's point guard out. That's why they had an easy win. We'll look at the dunks, we'll look at everything, but he neutralized and took the other point guard. See, you got to understand, the other point guard is the captain of the team. If you go stop the quarterback, if you stop the captain, if you stop that guy, guess what? That's value. You disrupting everything that he's trying to do. So it's just so many things that we have to talk to these kids about. That's why I be saying bad basketball. I don't be talking about the kids. I just be watching the things they're doing. I've never seen a Tascasita play. I haven't seen them play in years. Haven't seen them. But guess what? I know people telling me about their systems. And at some point, I'm going to have to go watch them play. I mean, it's like I said, I don't know why I got on this subject. I promise you, I don't know. I don't know how it happened. But I just hope we understand that we get the right guys helping our kids. And because, I mean, it's a great game. It's a great game, man. That man said, I'm missing out. They fun to watch. Okay. All right. I'm missing out. Okay. I'm missing out. Kevin Freeman, you got to be out your rabbit ass mind. Y'all, but y'all know I saw something the other day. You know, when guys get to saying something like that, they just want me to say something back. I saw a video that I didn't put it on. I didn't want to infringe on Deion Sanders, but he was talking about, and I want to share it with y'all. Alabama State is bringing. That is Moody School. That little old garbage ass team who lucked up and beat TSU this weekend by 3 points. And that is Moody bragged about. They invited Jackson State to their homecoming to be the homecoming. Is it genius? Is it brilliant? They're going to bring some fans. They're going to bring some money. They're going to bring everything. But usually on your homecoming, don't you want to be happy that week after the game? Y'all talk to me. All you HBCU, y'all ain't saying nothing, man. I get, I know I be getting you when I say stuff like that, when don't nobody be saying that. Darius McKee. All money ain't good money. Y'all never heard about that? On that week, don't your alumni come back and fill up the stadium anyway, Alabama State? You need to get your kids' head beat in by that juggernaut up there. Are they going to get toasted? Son. Man, why did they call Alabama? Alabama bigger. Why didn't they call Alabama then? Since it's for a draw. Why didn't they call Nick Saban? Why didn't they call Nick Saban if they just want to draw? Do you know them boys down there in Jackson State? Them youngsters? Oh my. These clowns inviting us to the, we gonna get our ass a homecoming. All money ain't good money, Alabama State. Man, it's just some things you don't do. Just some things, I mean, some things you just don't do. Man, when I saw that, I said, I got to share that with y'all. Where are all my educators at? Where are my educators at, man? I need to talk to y'all for a minute, man. I need to talk to y'all. Because I don't know telling when Jimmy going to come on here. Y'all, you know I've been studying, man. I got so much stuff to share with y'all. But just went to Atlanta not too long ago. And how do we used to play Tuskegee on our homecoming? That was the 70s, and it was that Tuskegee wanted more money, but what he claimed. I understand. Listen, I, I I understand. I ain't mad at you. Hey, that is moody. I'm just saying. Them dudes, man, on your homecoming, them players ain't going out after the game. Alabama State players ain't going out after the game. They're going to be in the mass unit. Coach Prime is doing an awesome job, and I hope he doesn't lead the power. Oh, he gone. He got to go. He got to go, Walter Yates. No, got to go. Guess what? Coach Prime, y'all got to understand, God just moved different. You ain't got to go somewhere and stay there for the rest of your life. It's seasons in life. You ain't on the first job you were on. Why y'all expect for Deion to just go stay down there? No. What he's showing us, it can be done. And somebody else can't, instead of looking at Deion as the savior, y'all ever read the Bible? Jesus said, I got to go away so you can rise. The disciples did more work than saved more people than Jesus ever did. He said, I have to go so you can increase. Prime got to go so it can give a blueprint. All he's doing is giving a blueprint for the next coaches in HBCUs. If you got flair, if you got bravado, you can't come in there being no little quiet ass churchman. You got this a new generation, man. They're doing stuff new these days. Herm Edwards, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. No. That Herm Edwards ass going off the pastor. Herm Edwards, he done done enough, man. Be somebody's advisor somewhere. Y'all got to realize he's supposed to leave. This place can pay him millions. Millions. He can bring him, his guys with him. So, Coach Prime, man, find your situation and go do it. No, Tony, down here 100 years old. Dude, we need young coaches, man. Young. With flavor. Tony Dungy ain't got no flair. Herm Edwards don't have no flair. The qualification, you got to be like this. This dude came in. He talked too much. But guess what? He's relating. And his messages are getting across to his players. Where are other youngs? Where are other young guns? Raheem Morris is he's an NFL head coach. Now, we need to get us another dude with flair. Raheem Morris, it's boring as hell. Are y'all listening to me, Mark Edwards? Wait a minute. Hold on. Raheem Morris is boring. Brian Flores, boring. But I love him. See y'all. Educators, I owe y'all a topic. But they got me. I can't get off because Trey Phillips sent me an email last night. Sent me a text. But educators, I got to share this with y'all. Got to share this with y'all. Don't know. Oh, I got to share this with y'all, man. But I don't want to give y'all just a piece of it. So I ain't going to give it. I'm not going to do it. I ain't going. Y'all almost had me. Y'all almost had me. Okay. Antonio Brown, I'm not letting my son go nowhere. Antonio Brown is coaching. Nowhere. Ugh, ugh, I got so much inside of me. I've been holding inside of me for the year. But educators, I got a message for y'all. The people who teaching our kids, the people who are around our kids, the people, those AAU coaches, everybody who are around our kids, because they teaching. Let me tell you something. When these summer coaches around your son, they teaching them something. I don't know what the hell it is, but they teaching them. Charles Woodson don't like coaching. He's not. He won't be good enough. He don't like coaching. They teaching them something. If they're around your kid learning something from that dude. So maybe I need to give them a message that'll help. Like the other day, I was talking about the blackout. How the NFL is doing college coaches. So Trey Phillips sent me some, man. Thank you, Trey, man. I'm gonna see you. And Trey was laughing. I know he was laughing because on the pivot, Aaron Glenn, friend of mine, was on the pivot. I ain't never thought about getting him on the show. Y'all, he was good on that show, but I don't think y'all be messing with that man if he come on this show. See, it's easy for the guys can come on their show because ain't nobody talking back. See, y'all will be talking crazy to the dude on the screen. Shoot, you talk crazy to me, so I know what you do to him. But he was just talking about being Trey. Thank you, Trey. The horrors and the pitfalls of being a black coach. Okay, so bad. The NFL has gotten so blatant. Yes, he was good too. But the NFL has gotten so blatant. Um, they wrote an article in the Washington Post. Okay, and I gave y'all a little bit yesterday. Then Jimmy came in. I gave y'all the history because I want to give y'all the history to start. We're gonna start in like 1989. Okay, then make our way up when Art Shell was hired as the first black coach. Okay, Art Shell with the Oakland Raiders. Okay, I'm trying to. So, how it took over a decade to really get any traction for coaches. It took a while, even with the Rooney Rule in place. And I explained to you yesterday about the Rooney Rule. I'm not paying it to you. I ain't gonna even look this way, so I won't even know you over there talking. But I want y'all to follow me here, okay? You know, just even a hire, you know, for top coordinators and top assistants in the NFL, who on last Thursday, y'all noticed I was talking about this subject, and the subject was so sore on me. I didn't feel like having no picks about no NFL. The hell I'm finna look at picks about for them for. You follow me? I just y'all, I'm telling you, I'm conflicted. A guy who's made money with the NFL, I'm conflicted right now. I'm serious. Still like that money, but I'm conflicted. Help me out. There was a little bitty push to start hiring black coaches, and in 2020s, in the 2000s, I'm sorry, in 2000, but that push compared to their counterparts, the white coaches, paled in comparison. So in 33 years since Art Shell got his time hiring, 24 other head coaches have been black. Okay, just 24. Okay. And people, I'm talking about after 191 hirings, 191 hiring, and the 24 of them have been black. And I was saying, why did these people write this article? Because it's a great piece. Washington Post, the authors, let me see the author's name. Author's name is Dave Shannon and Michael Lee. Oh my God, y'all! I'm sitting there, I'm gleaming. So The reason they wrote the article, they said because Brian Flores was a news hook. Because you know the newspaper ain't gonna let you just write an article until they have something to hook. So I can spend my resources because what? We came up with the Brian Flores. Go back and look up Brian Flores suing the Miami Dolphins and owner Stephen Ross. Oh my God, you got to read that story. We talked about that on the show before. But go read that story later. Brian Flores, the former coach of the Miami Dolphins, who said the owner was going to pay him $100,000 a game to lose a game. Every game he lost. Okay? Go check that out. This message, I need to talk about. The reason I switched everything and talk about it, because this needs to be front and center of every discussion when you're talking about the NFL. I know you love it. I know you got boards. I know you got everything. You got fantasy games. You go. We at the games. But I just want you to understand the game. I'm not telling you not to go. That's on you. How do I best tell this story? I'm just trying to figure out. I don't want this to just be another story about black coaches. Listen to me. That comes out every cycle and then goes away. I want to put some on your heart. How can I make this definitive? So when you at the beauty shop and you at the barber shop and when you somewhere you can talk about it. I'm going to go down two parallel paths at the same time. All right? Might need to get your pencil out there. You might need to share the show right there. This is not going to be on Stephen A. Smith ain't going to talk about this. Shannon Sharp ain't going to talk about this the way I'm about to talk about it. Nobody going to talk about it the way. Okay? Okay. Thank you, Jonathan Bob. Jonathan, I'm going to go back and hit y'all in a minute. Y'all watch me. Y'all follow me. I'm going to take you down two parallel paths. Okay? The one path is, I'm going to give you cold, hard data. Cold, hard data, however you use data. That will show the various ways in which this is a systemic problem in the NFL. I told y'all I was conflicted. And then I'm going to marry that with the human element of videos that I listened to of the 16 of the living 24 black NFL coaches. I ain't gonna go no further until everybody push a thumbs up that's on YouTube. Hold on. I ain't gonna go no further. I got to turn something on. I had to get up on y'all. Thank you, Kendrick Lewis. I ain't got time to monitor y'all. Y'all got to monitor yourself now. Come on now. Let's go. I ain't got but one guy saying everybody need. If you're on YouTube, just push the thumb up button. Kind of easy. Let me get a drink. Check this out. Text your friend. Text your friends. I'm giving you something. Ain't nobody gonna give you, Mark. Check this out now. Told you how I'm gonna marry. Two parallel paths. Hard data and the 16 living black NFL head coaches. They come on video and share their stories. And the power of this project that the Washington Post is in marriage of the cold hard facts and the cold hard data that is undisputable. The data I'm going to give you. Dwayne, it's undisputable. With the warmth and the human touch of these guys on these videos. The Washington Post did this. The data is going to scream because it gives you numbers that people try to shy away from. And said, no. The NFL is great, Robert. We had a guy, I ain't gonna call his name. I love him. He called me, apologize. I'm sitting up here talking about the NFL, how they doing our black coaches. And he sent me a text talking about, man, let's get a fantasy league in the NFL. I said, dude, are you crazy? But he got it. He got it. Yo, we just don't understand. We so busy being entertained, we don't understand the joke's on us. Hold up. Let me go. Let me keep going. I don't want to get sidetracked. This gives everybody the opportunity, but the numbers tell you, no. This is what they tell you. The NFL gives everybody the opportunity, but the numbers tell you different. Wait till I give you these numbers. The one thing that stood out to me is what has happened in the last 5 years. Okay? Follow me here. You are starting to see a shift of the lack of opportunity for black coaches. Lack of opportunity. It's a shift. It should be getting better, right? No, not with the NFL. There were 5 black coaches hired over the last 5 seasons. And 3 of them only lasted 2 years. And 1 lasted 4, and the other one lasted 3. And that was Brian Flores. This data. Go look it up. So even if you're getting opportunities, you're not getting the opportunity for long. And it doesn't seem like you get a fair shot when you're given that chance. Listen, I'm not telling you not to like football. I'm just giving you facts and giving you cold, hard data. In these last 5 years, and seeing guys like David Culley, who have waited 42 years to get a head coaching job, and given 1 season with these sorry-ass people down here on Kirby and Fannin. You see a lot of frustration from these black coaches. Aaron Glenn on the pivot. You saw frustration in him. He said, man, I'm not letting these folks use me. You're going to hire me as I am, and that's it. Check this out. Even if we do pay our dues and do all that is required of us, we still don't get a fair shot. Another thing that stood out to me is the interim. Black men, 13% of all hires are full-time in the NFL, just 13%. But 29% of the interim hires. They'll give you an interim because they know they're finna fire your ass the next minute. That's data. Which tell you immediately that owners clearly feel like that they can check off the box and turn over a crappy team that's dying on the vine with 4 games left. Turn it over to a black guy and give him a so-called head coaching shot and take it away from him at the end of the year. Listen, this cold hard data. It's cold hard data. And the ringleader is that damn dude y'all be cheering for up in Dallas. Because he got the power to control all of this mess. The one that ride around in the helicopter. They took Stephen A. Smith in the helicopter. Him. That stood out to me, y'all. Another one is a black coach who wins, check this, cold hard data. A black coach who wins 9+ games gets fired at basically the same rate as a white coach who wins 6+ games. Where Mindy, where Sonya? Y'all ain't said nothing. Where my girls at? They ain't said nothing. They just sit back chilling. That, to me, is the most damning statistic in the entire project. Did y'all hear what I just said? Let me repeat it. A black coach who wins 9+ games gets fired at basically the same rate as a white coach who wins 6+ games. Sonya, this the NFL that we love to watch. Wow. That to me, like I said, is the most damning one. To the people who say, let's talk about it. So the people who say, let's talk about it now. Let me get it. The data says that a black and white coaches fare basically the same on performance. The data. What's different is how they are evaluated. I need to let y'all know because I know we love this stuff. We love the picks. We love to do this. We love to do this. We promote it. Whenever I call them, I'm promoting it. If I'm doing them picks, I just didn't feel right last week. It's absolutely clear from the data that there is a separate hiring standard for black coaches. Black coaches, listen, that win 9 or more games are fired at the same rate essentially as the white coach who wins 6+. Dwayne, I told you that Stephen A. Smith and them ain't gonna give you this. Michael Strahan, them, they ain't gonna give you this. It's absolutely a double standard and it's undisputable. You look at a guy like Lovie Smith, Thad Moody, who took the Bears to the Super Bowl. I got you. That is Moody. Look at you. Took the Bears to the Super Bowl, right? He said he got fired at a 10-6 season. After a 10-6 season. A call to get fired after 10 wins is a call you don't expect. Then in the modern era, you have Brian Flores, who had back-to-back winning seasons, the first Miami Dolphins coach to have back-to-back winning season in 20 years. And you fire him? It's a long, distinguished list of black coaches that got fired after a winning season. Tony Dungy's on that list. Art Shell is on that list. The Lions, Jim Caldwell, and are still trying to. What's that? The team AG them on. The Lions fired Jim Caldwell and still trying to get back where he was before they fired him. They ain't never got back there no more and fired this man. Todd Bowles was responsible for the Jets' only winning seasons in the decade. He's a head coach now, but if it wasn't for Bruce Arians, he wouldn't be. Stepping down and say, here, man, because they ain't going to give you the job here, man. Something happened in week 2 this season that you might have overlooked because it was kind of glossed over. I can only imagine if a black coach, head coach in the NFL, would this happen to. Needing help. What I'm talking about is Nathaniel Hackett, Russell Wilson's coach at Denver. Y'all seen the bonehead plays he done made, clock management plays he done made. He's a brand new coach of the Denver Broncos. In his first 2 weeks of the season, he has been horrendous in terms of game management or being able to monitor the clock. And the reason I got to talk about that is, okay, reason I got to talk about that is, just the other day I gave y'all. Let me look up in my notes. Just the other day, I gave y'all some stuff about black coaches. Watch this. I'm going to show you something. Hope y'all remember what I just said. I'm going to repeat it. I'm sorry. Let's see. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Hold on. This might be it. Nope, that's not it. I got you. Here it is. Here it is. Remember what I just said. Here, go back. Nathaniel Hackett, brand new coach, Denver Broncos. In the first 2 weeks of the season, he had been horrendous in terms of game management and being able to monitor the clock, or monitor the situation, or monitor his decisions. So the organization decided to go hire Jerry Rosburg as his game management coach. But the owners gave Troy Vincent a list why qualified black coaches have been overlooked in interviews. The guys like Eric Bieniemy, never called the plays. Too many friends listed as on potential coaching staff. No previous game clock management. Unassured the ability to motivate veteran players. Didn't interview well. Lack of necessary experience to lead. Didn't look the part. Seemed nervous throughout the interview process. Job is different than what it was. But they hire Jerry Rosburg to be Nathaniel Hackett. He went and got him some help. I ain't mad at that. They hired a game management coach for his first year on his job. But why they don't? Y'all Brandy, I'm glad you said wow. I get Brandy, the only one got it. Now, one of the criticisms of black coaches is he's not ready. He's not prepared yet. But they go get this dude some help. When I saw this, I said, had that been a black coach and had to hire somebody for him, it would be another knock against the black coaches. I know y'all don't know this, y'all. That's why I'm sharing it with you. I got you, Jimmy. Now, he is looked upon differently as a white head coach, Nathaniel Hackett. Oh, yeah. I get what he said. I just had a lot going on and I just needed a little help. But one of the reasons they don't hire the black coaches is because they said they don't know how to manage the clock. This man admitted he don't know how to manage the clock, so they hire him some help. Why couldn't they get the help for black coaches? I think you get the varying contrast between how people look at the situations because of the color of somebody's skin of a head coach. Something that can't be overstated. This is a tough job. I've been around this business for 30 years. It's a tough job, no matter who is in the position. I want y'all to understand me. The issue is, do you have the support of the organization when you're in that spot? For me to look at it any other way, the fact that we are willing to hire somebody to help him in that regard meant they are behind him and support him. I ain't mad at them. That's what you should be. But when you look at a guy like Steve Wilkes, who coached there, who was given 1 year, Steve Wilkes with the Cardinals, who was given 1 year, they clearly didn't support. He had Kyler Murray and them, I think, for 1 year, Arizona for 1 year. They fired him in after 1 year. And he was seen as a stopgap between hires so they can hire the dude that's out there now. The same situation with David Culley. They wanted a guy that wanted they wanted to hire another guy and couldn't get that guy, right? So they said, okay, I just check off the box and hire a black coach. Just luckily they hired Lovey. And if you see at the rate they go, well, David Mills, if he don't set David Mills' ass down, he gonna be gone. But Jimmy here, I know where I left off at. Y'all, I got to talk about this subject. Coach, your Stephen A. Smith and Shannon them ain't talking about it. Y'all got to know. I ain't telling y'all not to support the NFL. I'm telling you, I'm giving you some cold hard facts of how they doing. And then Trey Phillips had the nerve, thank you, Trey, again, to send me a video of Aaron Glenn sharing this same stuff that I'm talking about. How hard it is. If Dan Campbell didn't play with him in college and they wasn't partners, he would have never got to be a defensive coordinator. It's unbelievable, man. I got more hard data, but I'm gonna bring Jim in so we can talk about this high school basketball. But I'm telling y'all, oh my God. I just gave y'all appetizer. It's more. But you got to come back to Chop Chop. Bring all your friends. Tell a friend, tell another friend to come back and get the rest of it. Jimmy, what's up, man? What's going on, man? yeah, dude. I had to go in my bag for that one, Jim.
and they shared the show yet. You getting all this good, and you ain't shared the show yet.
Jimmy, if they ain't shared the show, Jimmy, it's on them. Jimmy, all I can do is get the information. Because ain't nowhere in the world they going to get that information right there. Nowhere.
So why wouldn't you share the show?
Jimmy, I don't know.
So
I don't know.
Is this what it is?
Okay.
Are you embarrassed for us on the Chop Shop to let people know that we're the source of some of the intel that you get? I mean, I'm really coming from a neutral, from a good space in the heart. Or is that what it is? Because sometimes, you guys, it feels like some of y'all are treating us like the fat cheerleader in high school. You guys know what I'm talking about. The one that you get to do all your work after hours, but at school you don't want to say nothing to them. You know what I'm talking about? Some of you guys that played ball, y'all had one. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And how she looked at your school. But seriously, why wouldn't you guys share the show? I had somebody told me a while back, but man, y'all, you curse too much. Okay, well, we don't curse half as much as we used to. Work in progress.
Jimmy, did you ask them, do you curse? You didn't go there. Okay, keep going.
I didn't ask that.
They probably done cuss their kids out and everything, but keep going.
So why wouldn't more people share the show? You guys to understand something. The big picture, we've been here in this space from 12 to 2.
Wow.
There's others who attempted to come in this space.
So I'm trying to do it at the same time.
That's what I say, come into this space, meaning this slot. And we consistently provide intel to you guys. And all we ask you in return is to share the show. Most people out there, it takes them a week to prepare for a 1 hour show.
Mm-hmm. And got 4 or 5 producers around.
You're getting 2 hours, you're getting 8 hours a week of Chop Shop, unscripted. If we advanced, it don't take but the right topic to hit the right set of ears or eyes, and then that's all it takes. Just like somebody in your family might be a good rapper or something, or a good singer. It don't take but the right set of ears or eyes to hear or see that person on the right day. And next thing you know, they done blew up. They have a record deal. Same thing for the Chop Shop. The right topic on the right day. If you share it and someone of your followers share it, and the right person see it, they be like, who in the hell are these guys? And you'll be like, man, these dudes been on since 2016. Since 2016. So I want to get that out there and let you guys know, when you share it, you're helping us, because people see. You got to realize this is a live show.
Yeah. Yeah.
The difference of a podcast means you can't call in to
and they can go back and edit
and
the
you
show.
can edit.
Yeah.
This ain't no podcast.
No. This live.
I'm not against podcasts.
No.
Let you know it is what it is.
No, because technically, when it go and you go see it while it's not on, it becomes a podcast. But it's a live show that turns into a podcast.
Yeah, I'm not against podcasts. Because
No.
sometimes people know we were on the radio, and then the pandemic struck, and we were isolated.
Yeah.
We continued to do it. We had to make a decision. And unfortunately, the last radio station we was on, they were struggling financially.
Jimmy, don't be telling all them folk business.
Yeah, but they didn't know about understand. If it had been
They were struggling. They were struggling.
But yeah, but how
the internet went on, Jimmy.
Yeah, but nobody knew about the PPP loans. Had it been one more week or one more month, they would have
They could have got action. They could have got action. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, it's happened like that.
Right.
I mean, they folded the tent. Then the next thing you know, everybody getting these PPPs.
Yeah.
Some folk out there getting applied and got 2 of them or 3 of them. They know who they are out there, and some of you guys know who they are out there as well. But at the same time, and you remember that, I had to remember, I got one of them things. And remember I tell you what I did? I gave every penny of it back. I never touched a penny of it. After I thought about it, I say, you know what? I'm not going to be able to fulfill all of the requirements that they have stipulated. I gave every penny of it back. Did not touch it. I kept it for about 3 months, maybe about 6 months. Never touched it. And gave every penny of it back. And the blessings have been flowing from after doing so. All money ain't good money.
I just said that earlier today.
You did?
Because Alabama State is bringing Jackson State for their homecoming.
Oh, Lord. Whose decision was that? Thaddeus Moody? Was that
Thaddeus Moody? It was Thaddeus Moody's decision.
Boy, and let me tell you something. And we're going to talk later on shortly about the Super 16. Yeah, but while we're talking about this on this topic of the HBCUs,
right?
Deion released did you see Deion released a statement about this Georgia Tech and his name coming up with the Georgia Tech?
I didn't see.
His statement, I'm just going to paraphrase.
Yeah, just tell him. What did he say?
It's something like to the nature of, and it's good to be talked about. It's good to hear. So once again, if you guys want to keep ignoring these signs.
No, we know he gone.
No, but I think somebody.
No, Jimmy, Jimmy.
Why would he stay?
Jimmy, he said for the right situation. How you expect a guy to be at his first job? Ain't nobody on this show at their first job ever. You move around. Mobility. LeBron James, I told you. Well, I told y'all about the NFL, NBA. Magic and Bird saved the league. Michael made it global. LeBron made it mobile. It's all right to move around. It's all right to move around, y'all. But keep going.
Yeah, and so I mean, I'm Georgia Tech is in a Power 5 conference.
Yeah.
And Deion has a home or had lived in Atlanta.
Played in
for a
Atlanta.
number of years.
Mm-hmm.
And he starred there. Guess what? Not in just one sport.
Yeah.
Deion
played for the Hawk. He played for the
only person alive to have played in the World Series.
Yep, and a Super Bowl.
Yeah. The only person alive.
Right.
And some of you young folk
only person alive, Jimmy. Only person ever. Either. Yeah. Alive and ever.
So, and that was in Atlanta.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So you don't think that crowd, there are people that a certain crop of people that wouldn't want to see him excel in their city? Georgia Tech doesn't have a historic resume football. Galvanizing the community in football. They relied on the Dirty Birds for years. So you don't think that would be a jolt of a ray of sunshine?
Man,
and they can make it work? Now, guess what? People like, man, he wouldn't excel there. I hear people
he wouldn't what?
Who the hell did he got to beat in the ACC in football?
I'm glad I don't talk to them people you be talking to.
Clemson is the only damn thing you worry about. And they don't have the same.
Clemson? Georgia right there too, Jimmy. Auburn, all them in the same.
No, they're not in the same conference.
No, I ain't talking about the conference. They looking for the same players.
I know, but I'm saying who does he have to beat in the ACC?
Oh, you talking about ACC? I'm talking about for the players.
But that part there, when you start looking at the job, like say if you're going to the SEC, then you say, oh man.
But Jimmy, if he's a Power 5, he's trying to win the whole thing. So he's gonna have to compete with those guys. Not them guys in the ACC ain't that great.
But Deion can take the transfers from an Alabama, Auburn, and people that still now that wouldn't just go to Jackson State. A lot of those guys, they would go to Georgia Tech. Now, the thing about Georgia Tech, the thing that would be advised,
high academic,
you don't know much about it, is Georgia Tech. Your ass got to study at that school.
Absolutely.
They can't take any type of athlete.
Absolutely.
That's the only crutch against it.
Yeah.
In regards to
Jimmy, these smart athletes are good now. Some of these smart kids, hey, it's some smart ass, good ass. Look at LJ Crowder's son, Justin Crowder. Jimmy, you know what he had to have to go to Northwestern? Northwestern, just like that school. You got to be smart. We just got some athletes, but Jonathan Bob said that job is not big enough for Prime. What you mean it's not big enough for Prime? He shouldn't have to gradually move up to the top row. He should be given. No, ain't nothing given in life, man. No.
Not to us.
No, Jonathan
not to us. Not to us.
Yeah,
not to us.
Yeah. What world you living in, Doc?
Not to us. We know that.
I'd like to know what world you living in. That people just give you spots. Ooh. No, sir.
Yeah, that's not, so I want to give thought on that. Now, meanwhile, in case you missed it, we gave you the hint at the end of yesterday's show in regards to a couple of transfers that after the Super 16, which is ironic, that two young men opted in that.
They played in the Super 16.
Yes,
both of the guys
with their respective schools, Maid Creek and St. Pius. That's a public school, Maid Creek. St. Pius is a private school located in over in the shadows of the Heights. Now, the parents decided to go and check them out of school on Monday and enrolled them into a new school, and the other one joined a basketball program, which basically does like a homeschooled type setting or online courses, and that would be the PSAT, right? And so the PSAT, and we had Coach Green on, Dr. Green, that is, on a few months ago. And, he's been on, I think, twice. And I was trying to think in my mind, I couldn't remember the actual verbiage as to what PSCT stands for, because somebody asked me.
I forgot. I
And
used to know it. I forgot what it was. Shoot. I used to
and
know it.
I'm
Probably in
yeah,
my
he
notes.
said, I know it if I hit. I don't want to chop it up. I could, but
Right.
it's important.
Hmm.
So I let one of you guys on the Boom Boom Room uh, uh, give it to us. Now, meanwhile, so the parents. So when we use the verbiage and say, well, kid left this school, kids leaving all the time. Why this kid can't stay there? Why he's always transferring around. Truth be told, you're talking about the kid, but
Jimmy, I think
you're
I got it,
actually
Jimmy. Is it preparatory student academic training?
that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't want to say perform. I know it wasn't performance. That I
Hmm.
knew that was stuck in my mind. It's preparatory student academic training.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it. Right.
So, well, the parents are the ones. If you're under 18 years of age,
Okay.
then you need the signature of a parent or guardian to check out and to check in. Now you can go skip school all you want to in truancy. So the parents made a decision but the thing is where I want to scope in on how and get your thoughts.
Hmm.
I mentioned that the one young man went to Maid Creek.
Hmm.
He's ranked I want to say number 7 in the class of 2025. Ironically, both of these young men are sophomores. The other one is ranked number 9 currently
Mm.
on rcssports.com.
Hmm.
Um, both of these programs, Maid Creek I think they advanced as far as they've probably ever been in basketball, in recent basketball memory, in the boys playoffs. They went about 3 rounds deep, and they were expected to be one of the top contenders in that district again this year. So, I mean, alongside Seven Lakes, you know, and guess what? Of course, Katie Tompkins might have something to say about that, and Katie Jordan as well. But I remember, here's the thing, man, that gets me. Coaches, a lot of these coaches put a lot of passion and a lot of energy into some of these kids, and look at how they get paid in return. I always tell people when they ask me often, and I have many parents that ask me candidly, anonymously, off the record, hey, what you think? There's other school you think we should go? Or they are in the grassroots basketball. Hey man, what you think about the other team? You think we ought to go to that program over there? They got, and my thing is, well, do you have a reason to leave? That's what I tell everybody. And if you don't have a reason to leave something that's pretty much been working for you, then why are you leaving if you don't have? And many times, a lot of people leave because they're in the seek of, the old famous E word. It ain't elephant in the room anymore. It's exposure in the room. And here's my thing. I know the parents very well of the young man from St. Pius. Brandon Wheatfall started for Booker T. Washington alongside Tack Minor back in 2003.
Mm.
He starred on that Booker T. Washington team. He was part of their little big
Okay.
three, and Tack was a senior.
Okay.
So Brandon Weefall and Tag Miner to this day, which is a great thing, they still remain great friends. They both work for the United States Post Office,
Oh, okay.
Postal Service, and they both eat at each other's dinner table to this day as we speak,
Okay.
which is great. They
Absolutely.
kids play with each other, which is great. And so I know Brandon Wheatfall. I know his dad. His dad grew up with me. He went to Wall Trip. I went to Kashmir, Kenneth McQueen. So I know his mother. I've ate at their dinner table several times. The dad has been to my house and sit on my couch several times. You see what I'm saying? So it's different, like kind of like I recluse myself from somehow because that's like you in, too deep. Now, good thing about it, I have no involvement whatsoever in the persuasion for either one of them young men to leave their school and to go somewhere else. That wasn't my business. Now, what I want to say is, what's your why? What is your why? Now, I did ask the parent of Bryson Wheatfall. I asked Brandon Wheatfall, what's your why? Why are you leaving? You guys, you can shoot all the balls you want at the same time. You can play. Your sister's there. She's a 5-star dual sport athlete. Why? What's your why? And he says, which makes sense. We live by Summer Creek, and it's just become a toll. The kids want one of those experiences where you got the school spirit in the football team, and you can go to school with some of you people that look like you, or express some of your cultural.
So the sister left. So sister left too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember, Summer Creek went to state in girls basketball a couple years ago.
Wow. That's
They got
okay.
a back. We had one of the
understand.
young ladies on the chop shop that went to Summer Creek. Remember, they went to state a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. I understand that. Okay. Keep going. Okay.
So once you can get the why, then it may help you understand the why. So I understand their why. They live over there. So they ain't like they move, I'm gonna chip my kid over here. They want to, dang. It just happened to be Summer Creek. Live over there.
I love that. I'll take that. I'll
Guess
take
what?
that any
The
day of the week.
school spirit over there is
Right.
good.
Absolutely.
And you sometimes you might see they might have never. And I asked him after this went out. I asked him. I say, well,
Who you talk to, the dad or the son?
the daddy.
Okay. Okay.
Talk to the dad.
Okay.
And the dad had never seen Coach Coleman in his life. That's what he told me.
Wow.
He didn't even know what this man looked like. I like that answer.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Didn't even know what it looked like. And it was and so I said, well, how did you find it? He said, well, one of the guys that's close to the program that works kids out over there.
I know. Okay.
He took me to the and he just let me know, hey man, that's Summer Creek coach. Now he didn't go talk with him because that wasn't about no basketball.
Right.
It was the guy. They just wanted to stay. They wanted to be close to home. That saves you 30 minutes of sleep every morning. And I just feel sad for the St. Pius coach because they did not know. Alongside the Maid Creek coach, we go on that subject, they were blindsided by the news. In all respect, and people, if you're watching right now, unless the coach did something that caused an incident or something illegal towards your family or your kid, man, that's the least you can do is get them to respect. Don't let them be the last to know. They shouldn't have to find out on social media. That's all I'm saying. They shouldn't have to find out on social media.
Absolutely.
They should have to find out second, third, fourth hand. Especially those coaches that have been pounding the table or trying their best, but based on what the little they have to work with around your players. Everybody don't have 5-star players to put around your expected 5-star. But if a guy, you see a coach beating the table and trying to get your kid ranked higher, he's trying to do all this for the exposure, trying to go play in these TABC events, trying to go and support you and watch you play during the off season and the grassroots season, and that's basically shitting on them.
You gotta watch it, Jimmy. You know some people don't like when we curse.
Yeah.
No, I'm messing with you. Come on.
So that's my own. And speaking of that, I'm thinking about it Made Creek.
Right.
Because there ain't many high school head coaches who went to bat and tried his best to promote this young kid, Christian Jones, than Anthony Ford at Made Creek. I don't know what happened. I hadn't talked to his parents. I don't know his parents on the same level that I know the Wheat Falls parents and Kenneth McQueen, the granddad. I don't know them like that.
Where did the kid come from, Jimmy?
Which one?
I mean, I haven't heard. First time I heard of the kid, y'all was talking. I didn't even know, Jimmy. You remember I went and watched him play. I didn't even know his last name. They used to just say, "Look, little guard named Christian made it kick." That's all I knew because I wasn't going to no games. So, but what I did find, where did the kid come from? Where did he come? Where was he at in the 9th grade? Where was he at in the 8th grade? Where was he at in the 7th grade? Where was he at in the 6th grade? Where was he? See, to know a man, to know somebody, you got to look at the history. What's the history here? How many summer teams he played on? How many this? I mean, to know a person, you got to look at the history. Do you know the history of the kid? Are you just
No,
he came of knowledge to you with Anthony Favre.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the 9th grade.
Okay. I got you.
And well, in the 8th grade, you watch them a little bit ruck on wood, and they come into the 9th grade. So I'm saying, I would say after the 8th grade, I may have seen him, but not paid much attention. So right. The thing was, by that time that the young Christian Jones fella get to Made Creek, it was known he's one of the top point guards in the area. In that class, because you have Lil Wheeler, you had you had Holt, and at the time that was the trio of some of the top, what thought would be the top 3 guards. And I say, what
year is that? That's true. What
2025?
Okay, all right, okay,
right. Mm-hmm. And so now, like I said, the coach is being the last note. You retain every right to do whatever you want with your kids. But I'm saying that for people that's watching right now, that ain't the way to do it. If there's a dad in the house, the man's supposed to go and talk to the coach. The mom can come with him, but the man's supposed to be there. And the man's supposed to look the other man in the eyes and let him know, hey man, we gonna make a move. We gone, coach.
You couldn't call him. You had to.
I'll call him on the phone. I'll call him on the phone.
Okay.
I'll call him on the phone. Save time, save gas. Call him on the phone. Hey, coach, just letting you know, this is how we gonna bounce.
Jimmy, I'm gonna tell you something unique. The first time I ever heard of Brian Reef, first time I ever thought about when I went to the Pro-Am, No Excuses Pro-Am, and he played in the All-Star game. And I was saying, who is that dude right there? Mm-hmm. That's the first time I probably seen the name somewhere, but I ain't never seen him play because I ain't never seen St. Pius play. And but I mean, it was so unique, Jimmy. Yesterday, I was talking about Christian on the show because I was talking about they played against Shadow Creek, so I got a chance to see that whole game. And I was just talking about it. I wish I could meet him, so I just like to share a couple of things with him about being a point guard. And then somebody came, Archie came and said, well, Jimmy got some news about that. He'll tell you later about it. I didn't know it was this kind of news. You follow me? So, but man, I just hope the best for these kids, man. I know you know, I don't know. I just hope the best for both of them. But I love the one that said, man, I just want to be close to home. That's my favorite one. You know, because I had that. The reason my son wanted to leave Kincaid to go home, he said, Dad, I just want to go to the school that's in my neighborhood. I want to go to school with the people in my neighborhood. So I'll never forget that. And you know, I didn't want it to happen. I wanted to keep making the drive to Kincaid. But he said, I want to go to school in my neighborhood. And sometimes you got to listen to him. And guess what, Jimmy? All the reason I want to think about this, Jimmy, think about God. Let me show you how cool. All I want him to go, guess why I want him to go to Kincaid? So he have a better chance of going to Harvard. That's why I had him in Kincaid, Jimmy. So he had a better chance of going to the. So he went to the Ivy League without Kincaid. So hey, you can go get it from wherever you want to go get it from. But that's why I was upset when he said he didn't want to be there. I said, dude, do you have as money? He said, Dad, you know, I just want to go to school in my neighborhood. And he wound up doing the exact same thing, getting to an Ivy League school from a public school. I tried to give him an advantage so he can go from a private school. So it worked out. It worked out.
Yeah. And so that's the ticket on that. I just wanted to let that. And also in the VIP news today on rcssports.com, the head coach of Maid Creek High School has released a statement. And that statement is posted in its entirety, unabbreviated, unedited in the VIP news on rcsports.com. For those of you who haven't taken out the time to check out the VIP news, I would tell you would be impressed as the amount of content and material that's posted throughout the week in that room. It's a lot of stuff in there that you won't get anywhere else. And so check out the VIP news. Now it is $2.50 per month membership. That's roughly 13 cents a day. I've already added it up. Trust me.
Talk about Alfio, Craig.
And what did he say?
That move saved me $100,000. You ain't lying, but I had to give it back to Cornell, so it's all good.
Yeah. So we're gonna give. Now we got we can slide over. We talked about. Remember those two guys played in the Super 16 extravaganza, and we have joining us right now on the Chop Shop. We have Doug Jones is with us, and Doug was in the building from the opening tip until the championship game had expired, and he got a chance to see a lot of young men and their teams playing this weekend. I'm quite sure this is one of those platforms, and people, if you're watching and if you were in the building, we purposely did not do any Baller TV live streams this year. I wanted to make it exclusive. You had to come here and see it with your own eyeballs if you wanted to be a part of the ambiance. And that's why one of the reasons that a lot of fans came out. The facilities at Decaney High School were very favorable. They were comfortable. Nobody had to worry about where they can sit at. Plenty of seating, plenty of space, and those gyms were wood grain on from the bottom to the top of the ceiling. And all three gymnasiums was off the chain. But Doug, what's going on with you today?
Nothing much.
What's going on? We got your afterthoughts, of course, on the Super 16 extravaganza. Jeffrey Day was out there as well. Archie Young was out there. Archie Young he had the camera in tote, and we published on yesterday the video that he comprised about Jalen Lowe committing to Pittsburgh. That was did you get a chance to see that?
Man, that commitment video was one of the best videos I've ever seen, just based off the dramatic effect that Archie put on it. Archie, I don't think Archie gets enough credit for the content that he puts out, and he puts it out so fast, man. So salute to my dude Archie, man. That dude next level.
Indeed. Now, the champions of the Super 16, Tascasita Eagles win this thing in back-to-back fashion. They've become the only team. They were already the only team to have won this event 3 times. Now they're the only team to win it 4 times, twice in back-to-back fashion. What's your thoughts about this Tascasita team?
Man, I'm about to tell you a tweet I put out Friday night as I was watching a Tascasita play in the first game of the event. It said, death, taxes, a Tascasita defending, a Tascasita shooting the laces off the ball, and a Tascasita taking charges. So Coach Martinez has done a great job of getting those dudes to buy in every year. They lost 99% of, maybe 100% of their scoring from last year, and came back with a whole new group and won it again. And they're gonna make a deep run in the playoffs because of the way they play and the culture that he's built over there. So I have to salute Coach Martinez and his Tascasita program because it truly is one of the best programs in the state of Texas.
Did anybody off that team surprise you or catch your attention from a Tascasita?
We already knew about Jarrell Barron, one of the best shooters in the city. Chase Ashby gonna be ending up one of the best players in the 2024 class. But Jordan Maddox, who was my MVP of the whole event, really, really caught my eye. 6'4", forward, undersized, but energy and effort is always on 1,000. Rebounding machine, runs the floor, plays the right way, and he probably led them in scoring this weekend. So that's the guy that caught my eye. And if he can be consistent with it, man, Tascasita gonna be tough because they're gonna defend and shoot the ball well. So if they get the production that they got from Jordan Maddox this weekend, they will be hard to beat.
And Jordan Maddox is in the 11th grade. He's about 6'4" at a Tascasita. And so this means he's back next year.
That whole team's back next year.
Wow. And so now Tascasita played Beaumont Westbrook in the championship when, of course, the Tascasita won that game in surprising fashion. 64-30 was the final of the championship game. Beaumont Westbrook have no reason to hold their head down. They get a chance to play a Tascasita twice more in the regular season as a result of them being district opponents with a Tascasita, along with Summer Creek, along with Beaumont United. What do you think about that district, and what do you think about Beaumont Westbrook and their performance this weekend?
That district is going to be super tough because you also have Steve King in there. So somebody with 18 to 20 wins is not going to make the playoffs. And that's crazy. But Beaumont Westbrook definitely don't have anything to hang their heads about. Like, they ran out of gas, man. And Tascasita's energy level was on 1,000,000 in that championship game. Like, they wanted to make a statement like, yo, we know we hear about Beaumont United is going to run away with the district and Beaumont Westbrook is the dark horse, but Tascasita was just on another level. But Westbrook had a hell of a weekend, man. Ashton Simmons established himself one of those guys in that 2024 class. I've gotten about 10 calls about that dude in the last 2 days, man, just based off of everybody tweeting about him and saying how he performed this weekend. So they definitely did themselves justice this weekend for sure.
That class of 2024, was looking at them this morning. It's not what I call a buffet for high majors, but however, it is deep as hell for the mid-major colleges out there. That, I mean, you can go, you have literally about 6-7 guys that you can make a case for them being number one in 2024. How many can you name? Can you make a case for?
You can make a case for Robert Miller.
Okay.
You can make a case for AJ Bates.
Okay.
You can make a
tell
case
them what
for
school. Tell us what school they go. Each one of them go.
Okay. Robert Miller goes to Pasadena Memorial.
Okay.
AJ Bates goes to Seven Lakes.
Okay.
Divine Ugochukwu goes to Clements. That's another one you can make a case for.
Okay.
Ashton Simmons, the way he played this weekend, you can make a case for him to be the top guy in that class. He goes to Beaumont Westbrook.
Okay.
Who else is in that class? Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Cameron Patterson.
Cam Patterson.
Summer Creek. Jared Harris. The great Jared Harris.
Jared Harris.
Silsby.
So you can make a case. I just said 6, 7 guys in that class. And you know what that means? That means it's going to be some pissed off folk because everybody ain't going to be able to be number one at the same time unless 4, 5 more people want to decide they want to start doing rankings and just rank the ones that ain't number one and win the favor of that one particular one. That's normally how it goes nowadays. You can easily just throw you some rankings on the wall and you'll make that number 3 guy happy because you make him number 1 and you keep going like that. But no, these guys, we're talking about earning. And then you forgot about a guy like Chris McDermott.
Chris McDermott, exactly, Chris McDermott. And before Jaquil left, you could have made a case for him. So that class, you're right, is like.
Where did Jaquil go?
The high majors, but mid majors, man, you can come out here and get a haul.
So Doug had to ask you a question.
Where did Jaquil go?
Jaquil went to Our Savior Lutheran in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, but at first he was at Summer Creek.
Yeah, he was at Summer Creek his freshman year.
And
left and went to Episcopal and won the SPC championship. And now he's going to New York.
What's so unique, Doug? I'm sitting there. I'm just trying to follow y'all. I've had the advantage. I've seen Bates. I've seen Miller. Never seen Harris, but I heard so much about him. If I look at one Twitter page, I think he's LeBron James Jr. Not Bronny. LeBron, the cloning of LeBron James, a 6'4" version, but I'm not gonna call that name. I've seen Chris McDermott play. I've never seen Divine play. Haven't seen Cameron play. I've seen Jaquil play. Seen Justin Big and Ashton Simmons. I saw Ashton just because Archie sent me a video, and I don't like to go by what I see on video. I saw the highlights. I want to see the lowlights, and then that'll make me. But out of all the ones that I've seen on this, me personally right now, I like Robert Miller, and I know that's not y'all. This just Robert Hatter talking right here. I like Robert Miller.
Yeah, of course, Robert Miller 6'10", 6'10", with the small forward skill set. One of the best shot blockers in the state of Texas. I mean, like you're not wrong for thinking that he's the best player in the class.
Hey, Doug, I walked in the gym of the fall league, and I didn't even know. I just walked in the gym. I walked in there. I didn't even know it was him because I ain't never met him before. I ain't never seen him play. And I said, whoa, who is that? See, when I walk in the gym and I say, who? And Doug, he went up down the floor 3 or 4 times, and I knew he was the best player in the gym. I said, great.
Yeah. It don't take long to identify the best player in the gym when there's guys like that.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he's not everybody's cup of tea, but like he is supremely talented, and if he puts it all together, like he has a chance to be really, really special.
Absolutely. Oh my God. If he puts it together, yes. But you know what else I like though? I like AJ Bates. He competes, and he competes again. And I didn't see him in the summer, but I saw him because I wanted to see. Nas Price got me because I want to see Nas Price. I was always trying to go see AJ Bates. So that's the second time I've seen him play, and he did not disappoint. And I like him. I really like him too. The other ones I haven't seen.
AJ Bates one of those kids that's like, you know what you're gonna get every time you go watch him. Yeah. Like again, he's not everybody's cup of tea, but if I'm starting a team, I want a point guard like AJ Bates because he's definitely the best leader in the city and has to be one of the best leaders in the state. Like even when he comes off the bench, he makes sure he walks down the bench and
Yeah, I
jabs up
seen that.
every one of his teammates and encourages them like, "Come on, let's do this." He's talking in the huddle, talking on the floor. Like, what else do you want in a point guard?
And Jimmy, I'm gonna tell you who I like, Doug.
Who you that?
I'm glad, Doug. I'm gonna tell you, I done fell in love with it. The little kid, Paye.
Oh, Clarence Paye?
Oh, I like him.
Clarence Paye is one of those kids that has all the tools. He just has to put it together and be more consistent.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that's his biggest issue. Like, even in the state tournament, they don't win that state tournament without Paye in their Kimball game. Like, he was the best player on the floor. And that's with Terrence Arsenault and with Ontario Mars. Like, Paye was the best player on the floor in that state semifinal game. But he was like, you would forget that he played in the state championship game.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's the inconsistencies that he has to overcome. But talent wise, like, he has it.
I know. Cause I went there to watch the West, and then I was like, wait, what was this? I like it.
That Beaumont United team, they gonna be pretty good, man.
They're gonna be pretty. They're gonna be pretty. Yeah, they're gonna be pretty good.
Yeah,
they got three. They got three that'll tear your head off. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, Doug.
And also we just tuned to the Chop Shop. We have Doug Jones live with us on the Chop Shop. We're talking about Super 16 class of 2024, and we go take a step back up to the 2023. Those are the 12th graders right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that class, mind you, we've had a couple of players that transferred out of state during the summer from Greater Houston. One being, I think, Jacob Cole went from Bel Air, and he's committed to Oklahoma, right? And who are some of the other ones that went out of state, Doug?
Yeah, Chris Johnson left and go to Mount Vernon. You have who else left? Chris Johnson, Jacob Cole. Who else am I missing?
Out of state, you've had a couple of other ones, but none of them. I'm talking about that were ranked in the top 10. I think those were the only ones within the top 10.
Yeah.
Well, Jaquil, no, he's a junior.
Jaquil 24.
Yeah. Jacob Cole. That broke my heart when Jacob Cole left.
Yeah, I know it did.
I love that Jacob Cole.
Yeah. Oh, Drake.
Zion, Jimmy.
Zion is 2024.
Oh.
Drayton Jones went from straight Jesuit.
Oh, big fella, yes.
And he committed to whom? Where, Doug?
He's going to Tulsa. Is he? No. Let me double check. See, once they leave, man, they be out of sight, out of mind almost. Drayton Jones is going to. No, he hasn't committed yet, I don't think. I don't think he committed yet.
And so one thing about that.
What about because he was talking about Tyler. So y'all don't mention Tyler Smith no more?
Tyler Smith was in the 23 class. He another one,
yeah, Tyler Smith. So I knew it was somebody
Kendrick Lewis, thank you. About time you did something right.
That's what I knew it was somebody I was missing. But
Tyler, hell yeah.
And I was getting ready to look through my notes in the old magazine to find out who it was. And when they was in the 9th grade, they was in alphabetical order. So I was just going through. It was somebody. That's the other one that I was missing. Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna get at on that class. This class of 2023 is deep in regards to old Houston days or old Greater Houston days. However, this class has probably as many high major signees, Power 5, put it like that, signees. And U of H does count as a Power 5 now.
Yeah, I had that conversation with somebody this weekend. Started telling me that U of H wasn't a high major program. I was like,
Shit.
bro, you tripping.
So how to
Go and take a break, Jimmy. I got you.
Yeah.
I but Doug, I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking about Tyler. I said, how can we forget about Tyler? Let me tell you something. Houston, boy, y'all be so focused on the kids that are here, Doug. It's almost hard for you to focus on the kids that's not here, right? Am I right? Doug, you not? Oh, Doug, can you hear me? I guess when Jimmy hooked off, Doug got off too. I don't know, but back to the people out there. This is a interesting situation, man. I'm sitting here looking at the 24 class. You know, a lot of these kids. I mean, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like somebody invited me to go. They're coming right back. I can see them when they come back. This is the part of a basketball I like. This is just pure. We just talking. Think about it. Because we shining the light on somebody else, that don't mean your kid is less. That's just mean that I saw this kid. I just noticed the few kids that I've seen. I've seen Anthony Bates play. But that's not to say the rest of these guys are. Devin Pryor's not good. That's not to say that Jarrell Brown is not. Barron is not good. And I didn't know Jarrell is 17. That's the young man I met his parents over the weekend. That's not to say just because Trent Burns is no good. Just because we're not mentioning everybody, it don't mean. I just, I got a text. I see you back, Jimmy. I got a text that from a parent. They just appreciated how when we gave a message yesterday about parents, why we got to always pit the kids against each other. Pit them together on the court. Let them go battle on the court. But when the game is over, let it be over until the next contest. We shouldn't have the kids mad at each other because the parents, and Jimmy, I'll never forget, long time ago, you said, man, it's kids be getting bad favor because of the grown-ups. I never forget you told me that. Because I was saying, why are people always hating on this kid right here? Because of the grown-ups around them. That's why. So I was just passing time while you and Doug was away, Jimmy. But you were talking. I guess you were talking about something when you left. Is Doug still there? Oh, Jimmy, you muted yourself. Yeah.
I was talking about that class of 2023, and I want to give you guys some factuals on that class. Remember, I said I'm not expecting it to end up that deep, no more than about between 21 to 23 Division I signees. That's going to be total from that class. And however, I mean, you could say 24 if you count Tyler Smith as an asterisk, because Tyler Smith was definitely going to a Power 5 school had he not opted to go overtime elite.
So, Jimmy, we can claim that one, Jimmy.
I'm just saying that's a free space in bingo. We don't know because he's no longer, but he definitely would have been Power 5. He's still living. And guess what? He's going to USA basketball. Yeah. So he has to compete for a spot. The trials are this weekend. He's going to be in the trials. Right. I think the trials is in Colorado Springs this weekend.
West going too, right? Wesley Yates going.
Yes.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Right.
So now, here's what I'm going to tell you about this class. We named Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
On the Kansas.
Yep.
Keep counting these. How do I spin them
That's
out?
right. Chris Johnson. Tyler Smith.
Jacob Smith going to OU.
Jacob Smith?
I mean, Jacob Cole.
Oh, Jacob Cole. Yeah. Hold up. Stop, Jim. Hold on a minute. Now I see why Doug couldn't hear me. You muted the damn thing. I was talking to Doug when you left. And I was talking to Doug. Doug, I was talking to you. And I was wondering why, but Jimmy had muted. But Jimmy, that's street. My bad. I just want to throw that in there.
Tyler Smith is the ass, free space and bingo.
Okay,
that's 3. Overtime leads. Okay, that's 3. JoJo Tugler.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Won the University of Houston.
Yes.
That's 4, right? Jalen Lowe going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 5.
Right? Jamari McDowell going to Kansas.
That's 6.
Right? Jace Posey going to TCU.
7.
Fred Payne going to Boston College from Legacy to School of Sports Science.
8.
Right? Wesley Yates commits tomorrow.
9.
And his 4 finalists, I think, is
It's Power 5. It's Power 5.
Washington, LSU,
Yeah.
Auburn,
Yeah.
and of course, who am I missing?
I don't know what you said. What'd you say? Washington.
Auburn, LSU,
Washington.
Texas,
Arkansas, and Texas. That's his 5.
Yeah.
Right?
Power 5.
So that's how many
That's
we got
9.
there?
That's 9.
And Keanu Dawes, I think,
Yeah.
has a final 3 of like BYU, Utah, and Rice. If it's Utah, then they are a member of the Pac-12.
Power 5. He a Power 5 dude. I don't know what the hell the other people talking
you can count Chris Johnson as well.
We
about. We
counted
counted
Chris
him.
Johnson. We counted him.
Okay.
Yeah, I counted him. He was,
So
he
that's
was the second
10.
one.
That's 9
10.
for sure.
10.
And to be possibly 10 Power 5 signees from this city.
Okay.
I'm telling you guys, there hasn't been that many since 2012.
Right.
Since 2012. That's the year that LJ.
So this was a special class then.
Yes. It's special up top.
Up top.
And
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what schools
Because
like.
there's some garbage at the end. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, man.
I'm sorry, parents. Oh, sorry. Wow, that's what I be saying off air, parents. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say it on air. But come on.
You see, and understand something. Well, first say not BYU. I mean, he's from Utah, the state of Utah. So he, I think he won an official visit to BYU.
I don't like BYU no more.
Well, BYU going to the Big 12 next year, so
they absolutely are. So that's and the Pac-12 will never be the same as it ever was after next year.
South Alabama is not a Power 5, Jeremy. I'm just helping you out, Jeremy.
He must think his last name is South.
Yeah. Hey, we were talking about power. Jimmy, I done found out, Jimmy, we got to be a little more clearer. People don't really be listening that good. We got to be a little more clearer. I'm telling you. Somebody was calling me and said something the other day. He told me he just realized that. I know it. But that's all right. But whatever.
Give us a few more names that caught your eye this past weekend at the Super 16. Take us through a few names and what school and who they are.
All right. Well, I watched a couple of showcase games just Sunday, and Chuck Hayes' son Dorian James stood out to me. Everybody was coming to watch TJ Ford Jr., but Dorian Hayes goes to Ridge Point, about 6'3", sophomore, 2025. Smooth, can score the ball. He stood out to me. Bryce Smith, Barbara Hill, Miss Melissa's son, regular on the Chop Shop. He had a really good weekend. Belair. The games Anthony Andrews played in, he was pretty good. Of course, Wesley Yates, Kerry Dodson for Beaumont United. Who else? JoJo Tugler, South Falls, Bill A. Commit, grown man. That's all I got to say about that dude, man. That dude is unbelievable, man. Kendrick Bailey from Dawson, transferring from Allen, point guard. He was really good this week. He's going to help that Dawson team out a lot. That's one of my sleepers in 6A Region 3. Cosm Boyd, point guard from Dickinson. He was good.
6 threes in the first game on Friday night.
Doug, you keep talking. You're about to piss me off, but keep going, Doug.
Let me keep going, man.
You better keep going because you're about to piss me off, but keep going.
Jacoby Osborne from LSU.
Oh, I love him. I love him.
I love Jacoby, and here's the thing. Hold on, let me pause you real quick, Doug. The thing with Jacoby Osborne, I've watched him enough now to whereas I can make this calculated and very, very qualified observation. If you're coming to watch Jacoby Osborne or you're expecting to watch him score a bunch of points, that's not what he does right now. What he does right now is he has the ability to change the games in various ways on offense and defense. And he keeps the teammates happy. You talking about, I don't see, Al, you hear guys and think about people leaving saying, man, ain't enough talent around my kid. Ain't no talent, man, around my Jacoby Osborne ain't crying. Remember, Chris Johnson was supposed to be in the backcourt with this Elkins team right now. Mm-hmm. Jacoby ain't complained not one time. He chose a path. And my thing is, you hear me right now. If you know this kid, y'all can clip this part of the show and send it to his parents. Listen to this. He had offers in grassroots to come play with the sneaker teams, with the sneaker sponsored programs. Mm-hmm. He had offers to go and play with some of the teams that were independents that travel a little bit more than others. Mm-hmm. He decided to stay and play with the team that made him happy. And that was the FFE program. Mm-hmm. Fresno Flyers Elite. I think that's what it stands for.
And Jimmy, can I add something about Jacoby? Mm-hmm. I remember him in the 8th grade championship. Jacoby was on Lake Olympia, Jimmy, if you remember. Your junior high.
He played in that championship.
I fell in love with him. He lost to the Silsby team, but he was killing. And I was under the impression that he was going to Hightower. That's what I was under the impression, because I wanted him to go to Hightower. And he messed around and went to Elkins. But that little kid,
you didn't give him no nachos. You got to get him to the nacho stand.
Man, I wish I had known. I just thought it was, they told me he was going to Hightower. I said, oh, my goodness. Oh, we back. And I mean, I said, I'm sorry, Coach. They back. Right. But Doug, that dude, I've been watching him progress. I've been loving him since the 8th grade. So, I think I talked about him not too long ago. Oh, at the Ruck on the Wood, he was killing.
Say, man, that kid is going to get my favor because of the fact that that he sacrificed, he invested in himself. He didn't go and take the glamour or the glitzes of the programs, like I said, the sneaker program. He played with this team. They didn't travel much outside of the region. But guess what? We've seen him so much. And he's been doing the same doggone thing every time we see him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so now he get with his high school. It's like getting the band back together again. They don't have a lead singer anymore. So Jacoby is like, you know what?
I'm good.
I got my little point guards. Mm-hmm. You get yours. You get yours. I'm going to get this rebound. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Pass it back to me. I can make something happen. And that team, and they were playing without their piece of meat on the inside. Barrett.
Oh, they played this weekend? Yeah. Okay. I didn't see him play this weekend. Right.
Elkins made it to what, the quarterfinals or the Final Four, something like that.
Well, let Doug get through. So I got to get out of it. I had to get him. Let Doug get through.
What you said?
I said, go and let you finish up because I'm still getting mad at you, but keep going.
All right. So we got Michael Collins.
Okay. That's all you had to say. Now I'm all right. I'm all right now.
There's not a more competitive kid in the city. I'm convinced. That kid hates to lose, man. And he is a menace. Him and Bryce Jackson, that backcourt.
Oh my goodness.
Defensively and offensively, man. Like they were impressive, man. I like what I saw from a kid named Christian Hodge that goes to St. Francis Episcopal.
Yeah.
He tough, rebounds, plays hard. I like what I saw from Cameron Patterson and Kyle Morgan from Summer Creek. It's just so many guys, man. I have a list. My Doug's Dozen is coming out on Thursday. I have a first team and second team, so make sure y'all go on RCS Sports to check it out.
Doug, you just mentioned two guys from Summer Creek, and then they gonna add We Fall.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
man. I talked to Coach Coleman last night, man, and you can hear the big smile through the phone.
I love
like,
Coach Coleman.
Super excited.
So, do you think that St. Pius is or somebody's going to contest? You know, some people and say, "Well, man,
I hope not."
He I'm just asking the question because it's out there.
I just hope not. I just hope not.
But I just want to, I hope me personally that it doesn't, because you wouldn't want it to happen to you.
I don't think they will,
especially knowing he stays over there. He lives over there.
Oh, Jacoby said they ain't playing them games over there. Jacoby's coach over there. He said they ain't playing them games over there.
That district's so competitive. The coaches in their district so competitive. They probably like, okay, come on, we just gonna have to beat you with that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Like, you're saying the coaches from their district can complain?
Now the girls' side, that's different.
Because they getting a
5-star adding to what they bringing back. Like Summer Creek girls team might be the best team in the state right now.
Dang, Doug. Doug, I got a question.
They only lost one young lady off the team from last year.
Craig Foley said coaches already complaining. Let them complain. But what I want to do, Doug, right quick, Herbert C said, what should our expectation be of the play of these players you've been mentioning? What should our expectations be when we go see these players?
You just hope they're consistent.
Huh? Consistent.
You just hope they're consistent. Like I've always said, every kid has some form of talent. Some of them have more. It's just being consistent with it.
Right.
Like, I'll give you an example. Mm-hmm. You knew what you were going to see every time you went watch Kendrick Davis play.
Absolutely.
You knew what you're going to do.
Absolutely.
You knew what you're going to get every time you went watch Bryce Griggs play.
Absolutely.
So we have to identify those kids now that, like, when I go watch the AJ Bates, I already know what I'm going to get. Mm-hmm. I just want to see to what level he's going to give it to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just consistency with these kids, man. We just need to get a bunch of T-shirts printed up that says consistent.
Well, speaking of consistency, Doug, you mentioned Cameron Patterson a while ago, and I just got a text to remind us that Cam Patterson Cam Patterson has played against AJ Bates a couple of times in the past 3-4 months.
Okay.
He played in the tune-up because remember Cameron Patterson suited up with Booker T. Washington. It was rumored that he was going to be transferring to Booker T. Washington. He came back to Summer Creek. In that game against Seven Lakes, you were on the side of the court when Cameron Patterson poured in like 38 points. I think that's what it was. Doug, you were there as well.
Where were we at? Which time was this?
At Aldine Davis High School during the tune-up before the teams went to the TABC. That was the first time you saw Nas Price.
Oh, that's who he played against?
He played
against. Okay, I didn't pay him no attention, though. I'm sorry. Cam Patterson, I didn't pay you no attention that game. I was busy watching Nas Price.
Cam scored damn near 40.
I don't think that was against Summer Creek, though.
No, he played with Booker T. Washington.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I don't think that was against Seven Lakes.
He scored 38 one game and like 32 the other game.
Yeah, 38 one game.
And like,
I remember that.
And like 32 the other game.
I don't remember him. Didn't nobody tell me
one
about
of those
him,
games.
Cam.
One of those games was against Seven Lakes.
Okay.
Cam, they didn't tell me about you, baby. I didn't see all the buckets.
So then he just played against him again this past on Sunday with Summer Creek.
Okay.
And in that particular game,
he had them 30-something this game, dude.
No. It wasn't it. The scores. These were abbreviated games.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. I'm looking at the line scores, as you guys can. When it must have been on Saturday, and I'm looking through Doug Jones.
They had 26.
He had 26. And how many did the young fella have?
Bates. how to look. I just looked at the app.
Okay. I gotta
There
watch
you
this
go.
kid then.
AJ had 13, and Summer Creek won 58-55. Cam had 26. Kyle Morgan had 11. Nas Price had 14. AJ Bates had 13 in the loss. And so that's 2 times that people that's watching, if you hadn't been keeping, because understand something, it doesn't make you better than this kid.
Right.
It just means that you can't ignore that he rise to the occasion opposite AJ Bates. And in two,
I've seen the little kid before. I didn't know who he was. I seen him in the gym, but I didn't know who he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's hey man.
I like that. Whoever texts you, okay, good. I guess his AAU coach must got on you and say, "Hey Jimmy, hold on now."
No, I mean, but people, guess what? And that's
like
a
that.
good think about it. If you played them twice, and this Seven Lakes team is a team that could go to state.
Mm-hmm.
They could go to state.
Craig Foley trying to be my best friend. Craig Foley, you trying to be my best friend. I kind of like that. I kind of like what you just said right there.
Man.
I like it. All right. Jimmy, let me get some enjoyment, man. Yeah, you and Doug do this for a living. I'm just enjoying this thing. Let me enjoy my ride, me and Money Mike. Let us enjoy our ride, man. Thank you, Doug. Doug, next time you need, when next time Jimmy gets your room, I'm upgrading it to a suite. Just for you. I got you.
What we do, of course, we'll be back at it tomorrow. We're talking a little more on the Super 16 on tomorrow, but we are definitely in overtime.
Jimmy, Doug gone?
I don't know. I don't know if I bumped him off or not.
I think you hit him, man. Craig wanted to know, Doug, what you think about the players sitting out the event. Do we just not talk about players? Really, just don't even talk about the players who do.
I mean,
I'd rather not talk about it.
Customarily, that players sitting out the event. I mean, and Craig, can you specify whom you're talking about? You want us to specify? Can you specify who you're talking about? Then I don't have a problem sharing a thought or two, but it's too many to just go and just cherry pick. Because I'm going to leave somebody out, then that means a parent say, well, you mentioned this kid, talk about my kid, you ain't talk about the other kid. So tell me.
Right. Be specific.
You are talking about. And then that way we can go from there. Looking at some of the comments, but anyway, we in stream overtime.
Yeah, we out here.
Don't forget tomorrow, as mentioned earlier, Wesley Yates III will be making his college selection. And we're going to get him on the Chop Shop. He's going to do it right before the show comes on the air, but we'll get him right on there afterwards and for a couple of minutes, and you guys can present your questions to him. And but he have to go to class now, so you got to move quickly. And I had to get back to Houston for 2 doggone meetings, and then of course don't get it twisted, Wednesday's date night as well. So. It's going to be a great day down in Beaumont. And, we think about it. Just gave you a list. Possibly it's 9,
10. Could be 10.
Power 5 players.
Yeah.
And right now, and it's yet to be seen, could be a 10th one going to a Power 5 school. If you think that doesn't have value, go and pick your cities, and you tell me more than 3 cities in the United States that's going to boast that statistic this right now in the early. We don't know what can happen in the late signing period, but right now in November, that's committed right now. That has 9 committed. And of course, Wesley Yates will be number 9 on tomorrow. And that is big time. That means our area is deep on the top end and is reflected by the amount of players who from this area, how they excelled in the grassroots scene. We saw them excel.
Yeah.
And that's what you look at. You can see it. So now the guys wonder, how can you forecast? Well, I can see I'm like one of many weathermen. Weathermen mean forecasting the weather, forecasting the climate, forecasting what you should expect. And that's a good question that Mr. Ladie asked. What should we expect when we see these guys? Because that's very good, because everybody that Doug Jones named have different degrees of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of kids he named aren't even ranked at all. They will be.
Mm-hmm.
So that means expectation is different than if you go see Ashton Simmons. We're expecting him now.
Yeah, I'm expecting
every damn game.
Yeah.
See, now, he might not be ready. It's up to you, up to the trainer, up to the relative. Y'all got to have him ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every game. Ain't nobody expecting nothing less. We just saw you take down Wesley Yates and Beaumont United. Guess what? Even though it was an unofficial, it's an exhibition game.
Yeah, but it happened.
But it meant the same.
Jimmy, if you're in the gym just playing, you still want to win. Anytime they keep score, I'm trying to win. I'm gonna repeat that, because anytime they take and score, I'm trying to win. Keep going, Jim.
Yeah, so it's a big thing. With a lot of kids like Cameron Patterson. Mm-hmm. Since y'all gave me that statistic about how much he scored on, okay. Now, if your eyes are just set on AJ Bates, then that's a problem. You need to be setting your eyes on Robert Miller III Jr. or Robert Miller III.
Yeah.
You need to be setting your eyes on Chris McDermott.
Yeah.
You need to be setting your eyes on Jared Harris.
Right.
Set your eyes on them and put your finger in the middle of that water hose and spray the grass.
I can't wait to see Jared Harris play. I never seen him play.
Well, you're going to get to see him play at the Hoops Giving Classic.
Okay.
And the Hoops Giving Classic, because this Silsby team, which some teams are smart. Keep your dogs in the yard until you got them till they're ready, and you have the pack ready to bite. They have a few kids on the Silsby team that plays football.
Football too, right?
And two starters for sure. So you don't come out there limping without those young men, and then if you get hit upside the head, it can hurt the stock of your star. It ain't worth it. Keep working out, keep getting better. Go enjoy this recruiting experience. You get 5 visits each of your 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year, 5 official visits. Go take them official. Go get to meet some of these coaches, learn something about them. A lot of people ain't taking that time out to do that. You get to see some of them staffs. You get to see kind of how they interact. Your parents get to get on. There ain't no pressure to come and just take your 5 visit officials in the 12th grade and cram them all within 1 month, make a decision another the next month in October, and then you go and sign in November. It's a lot of pressure on people.
You know what? Early. And I want to share with the parents. Doug said something today, and I want y'all he got a key word today. Okay? This guy to be in the gym all the time. He said consistency.
Yes.
Consistency. When I come to that gym, I know what to expect. This dude here, he coming to play. When I come to the gym, this guy here is coming to play. Even the times I've seen AJ Bates, even the time I've seen Nas Price, and he young. These guys came to play. So, consistency is the key word. If you done did it once, you ought to be able to do it again. And then you got to do it again. And then you got to do it again. So I just wanted to share that with you.
The game after the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always tell people, the game after the game.
Yeah.
And
it's cool, Jimmy. And we ain't putting this if you plan on going to play in college, that's what they're gonna expect out of you. Every day. What they say, get 1% better every day. Every day. I got to be 1% better. 1% better. So he said Devin Pryor will be top 24.
Well, who knows? But he got some work to do. He got a whole lot of horses to pass on this track.
What school do you go to, Jim?
PSAT.
Oh, okay. I ain't seen them play either. I haven't seen them play.
He didn't play this weekend. I don't think he had something medical related.
Okay.
From what I was told, but at the same time, but he's talented. But like I'm saying, just thrust him up to the top. This is what I'm saying. These are the mistakes that a lot of you guys, after you missed me at the top of the hour, then I came on here warning you guys. Stop putting so much air in these tires, because once some of these tires hit the road of some of these kids, they will leave your ass. They're gone, because the minute they don't get what you made them believe they should have coming to them, they're leaving you, because you came up short. So you need to start. For example, Hal,
Okay.
when I do my events and I have out of town teams coming, like we have the Hoops Giving Classic, we have like 9 teams coming from out of town. And my hotel lady the other day, I was booking my rooms and she, locking them in. She was like, "Well, how many you think?" I said, "Well, let's just do 30 rooms for certain, and then we'll, get the other ones." She said, "Why you always like lowballing your rooms?" I say, "You know why? Because that way now your boss, your expectations, we're gonna meet the expectation. We're gonna beat the expectation. Your boss, I'm gonna get more than 30. Your boss don't know that, because he's gonna be on your ass asking why the block ain't filled all the way up if I go and get 50 rooms, right? Because basketball folk don't book their rooms till the week of. So why would I go? Let's go keep doing it like you're doing. It's been working. That way now, when he sees me, he sees you, you can brag and you get it done. That's the thing about these kids. It's a time when you got to anoint them. Stop anointing them in so far in advance when they ain't put in no work. They put the work in behind the curtain and playing against the little kids who's scared of them. But just wait. All eggs don't hatch on the same day. That's what I want to get to you guys. I'm telling you, we watched this thing and it's just, kid that left Made Creek. Made Creek was still been good. Still been good. Guess what? Hatter, these kids go play on all these sneaker teams during the summer. Going all around the country, playing all these nationally ranked players. And if you come back to your high school and you leave for more exposure, for the chance to go play on a national schedule, that's basically saying that your national schedule you played in grassroots ain't got you where you thought you were gonna be at. That's basically what you're admitting to that. You're basically admitting that I went all around the country. I played these dudes. We playing this. Guess what? It didn't get you what you thought you were going to get from it. So now let's go play some more national teams. Now, mind you, you got a whole other summer to play them a national schedule again. And another summer after that, Heather.
I don't know, Coach. I don't know what they, cause like I said, I don't know them. I couldn't tell you who they are. Saved my life. I just found out about the kid, and like I said, I wanted to work out for him. I really wanted to work out for him. I mean, I just hope I hope they got a handle, because you're a guard, little bitty, you're a little guard. Let me tell you something. Parents with these guards, you got to be careful. They got to be leaders. I don't care how good they can shoot and how good they can dribble. Guards are a dime a dozen. Guards are guys, you can get them anywhere. So it's I'm just telling you what the coaches be saying.
Yeah.
I don't have a team. I don't have a team for him to play on. I don't have a college for him to go to. But I just know what you have to be guards. Everything got to line up right for them, and put them in a position. I hope they put them in a position that they can succeed. And maybe this is a position that they can succeed in. We don't know. So shout out to the family. They know. I hope they know what they're doing. And and guess what, Jimmy? The end of the book has not been written. But I know a lot of people around here think they're making the right moves and just doing all of this stuff. Man, y'all better slow down. Make sure this kid is good enough when you go do all this stuff. Because guess what, Jimmy? When people keep moving around, people gonna be what? Talking about. They're gonna be talking about you. The disposal you want, you gonna get it.
And
Right.
I want to give you guys an update. And from speaking of Robert Miller,
Yeah, how you
Robert
doing?
Miller,
Uh-huh.
Robert Miller's father texts me and saying he's getting better. They're gonna take him to get checked out on
What did he
Thursday.
hurt, Jimmy?
I just I think our trainer, medical trainer, certified medical trainer on premises at the Super 16 had diagnosed him uh, unofficially with not diagnosed him, but had projected that he had probably a hyperextended knee.
Okay.
So due to the fact that Robert Miller the third junior has got home and been home for 2 days and they're not going to check him out till Thursday, letting you know that it can't be
No, yeah,
much very serious,
yeah, yeah.
And so that's a good thing by him not having to rush him to the so he's been at home, he's walking, and he said thanks for everyone for checking on the big fella. And
Yeah.
then also we have another update, Hatter, and that is from Jaden Cantavi from Atascocita High School, the young man who appeared to have dislocated his bone in his elbow. You know, the elbow move on over, and you got to. And so on the streets back in the days, you just get it and pop it in place. Well, medical trainers, certain ones are certified and have to take classes and get certifications to do certain things like popping the bone in place. Even though he might know how to do it, unless the mom and dad sign off on that, he let them know I'm not qualified.
I'm not a bone popper yet.
I'm not certified to do this. So I suggest you take him to the hospital or to the examination room and they can do it. Well, this young man, the update on little Jaden is he got the x-ray and it looked great.
Awesome.
Right? He started recovery in a week or so, and that's when he would get out of the splint. They put him in a splint, so he should be back in action for before the season even starts. He'll be back in practice. They release him, so that's a great thing for two updates on two young men. Want to let you guys know that. But anyway, it is time.
Yes,
Adam. As I look and I'm taking I got my new, what do you call it? El Raylo, right? Raylo. That's the clock. El Raylo. That's my Spanish cards. I got my Spanish cards right here. I got my stuff. Look at that. I got my deck cards. Ain't nothing wrong with a boy from Field Forward gonna play with some cards. And then you got good night, but then good night is buenas noches, but then good day is buenos dias.
Buenos dias. ¿Cómo está?
So now.
I like this, Mr. Horton, but I got to get out of here. But I like
top three in the city in every statistical category, freshman to senior. It doesn't matter if you are under 6 feet. 2023 will have a few more high. You say a few more high major. Well, we call them power fives. I don't even want to say that. I don't even like the high major. That way now, because that can be. We want to say the conference
power five.
A few more. What number are you saying? Are you cutting off?
Yeah. Come on with that one. I like that. Put it back up there. Give me.
Yeah. And and I'm looking at the comments that Byron Green. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting on Orlando, asked that. Did you mention the Scott boy getting the MVP of the Pangos? B. Scott about to get her turn. B. Scott is one proud mom. She asked could Westbury Christian get it and fill in one of the open slots for the Super 16. And I said, well, is your oldest son healthy? She says, not 100%, not healthy. I said, well, guess what, B? He needs to rest. You don't have to rush him out. And the other one was dinged up a little bit, the younger one, Jason. And so I say I don't want to let Westbury Christian in without both of your sons at 100%, because I'm gonna be watching them, and I don't want to misevaluate, especially the young one. So she goes, gets a door opens up, a blessing in disguise. He gets an invite, a last minute invite into Pangos. Listen to me, follow me up now. Last minute invite into the camp. Don't that sound familiar? In each of the last 2 years, we've had a top ranked player to get a last minute invite.
What grade the kid in?
Well, he's in the 10th grade now.
Okay. All right. Because
Yeah,
I ain't never heard.
last minute. This was a 9th and 10th grade camp, Al. Pangos.
Okay.
This variation of Pangos is only for 9th and 10th grade.
Okay.
Well, remember, 2 years ago,
Mhm.
PJ Hackett got a last minute invite.
But he turned it down.
Earlier this year, Wesley Yates got a last minute invite in the top 100 camp.
Mm-hmm.
Opportunities come. Nobody's going to care when you got your invite. Nobody's going to care. That should serve you as motivation when you get there. And that's what this young man did, Jason Scott. He got there, and he came, in his very first game, he scored about double digits. Then the second game, he scored 30. Then he proceeded to score 17 after that. And he got named MVP, co-MVP of the All-Star game of the top. You know, they have two of them at Pangos all the time. He got the MVP of the top one, co-MVP. They got one on each team, right? So shout out to him. He took advantage of that. That means now the West Coast guys know about Jason Scott. Frank Burleson, Ronnie Flores, Dinos, Chad Groth, those guys who will improve a present, they know about him now. So you got the West Coast part done. Mm-hmm. So that means now, if you're the parent, all you got to do now, focus on letting everybody in the region know what he did what he did in front of those West Coast guys. And then that way now, all you got to do is take your talents to the East Coast, which he went to Chris Paul camp last 2 months and back in August. He went to CP3 camp. I don't remember what the results of what he did, how he fared, but that's how you take. It doesn't take playing every doggone week. You pick your spots. You take it. You go. Take a gamble on yourself, invest in yourself, and guess what? If you show out, then it's gonna work out for you. Life's gonna be easier. If you don't, then you gotta accept the results. Go back, rinse, wash, repeat. That's what I want to get you. So, but anyway, shout out little Jason Scott, because now he's moved the needle. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make him the best player in the city. That means now he has to be mentioned with the best players in the city based on what he did opposite some of the best 9th and 10th graders in the country. That's the part I get you guys to understand how simple this stuff is. And guess what? Can't nobody take this away from him. But he has a big ass X on his back now.
Yeah. What the word I said earlier?
Consistency.
Okay. Yeah. Because I didn't even, it's the first time I've ever heard about. I didn't know D.B. Scott had 2 songs. I knew one song. I don't know about the other one. I didn't even know. I did not know.
Yeah, so that's the thing, man. And like I said, you got to keep pushing. If you want to take this and check and cash out after Pango's regional camp, more power to you. But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of basketball. It is not easy to be consistent. That need to be on the t-shirt. It ain't easy being consistent. Think about it. Some of y'all still need an alarm clock to get out of bed. That means you can't consistently get up at the same time or around the same time every morning. It ain't easy being consistent, man. So let's stop trying to make it look like it's so simple and easy. All you got to do is go out there and being consistent takes work. Takes a bunch of
I'm glad I learned something today. Now we got to watch him. What school? Westbury Christian?
Westbury Christian.
Okay.
Westbury Christian.
Okay.
So that's it, man. But anyway, man, it's time to slide down Dino's back. Yabba dabba do this thing on this Tuesday. We'll be right back at it tomorrow. Commitment Day. Another one goes off the board. Wesley Yates III will pick his college. Oh man, it's gonna be a grand day from down in Beaumont, Texas. I'm planning on sliding down there and being a part of the festivities. Doug Jones will be on location covering that thing as well. And you guys stay tuned. We'll have a few good conversations and a few tidbits and surprises for you on tomorrow. Meanwhile, share the show on your way out the door. If you haven't done so, share this show on your way out the door. And Hannah, for those that ain't saw it yet, give them another dose of Archie Young's work with Jalen Lowe on that commitment this past weekend. Boy, I wonder if Archie gonna do one for Wesley Yates III. This thing will take you home on this one, guys. Make sure you share the show after you watch this video. Peace. We'll be right back at you tomorrow. Here we go in
got about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Hello? Hi, check one. That's your phone then, man.
I'm moving closer to you.
Thank you, everybody here today. It means a lot. It's a really big decision. It took a little while. I'm glad I'm here though. I want to thank all my coaches, AAU coaches that I've grown up with, high school coaches, Coach Courtney, Coach Boss, everybody. My brothers, thank y'all for supporting me through all this. Parents, mom, dad, thank y'all for everything. Thank you for everybody in this room. Y'all contributed to all my success and everything I've been through in Houston. And thank you, Big John, Uncle John. Thank you for growing me up since the beginning. Always in your gym, through it all. But I guess it's time. I'm Jalen Lowe, will be committing to the University of Pittsburgh.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in